Hi everyone, I'm Chloe Becker and I'm an intern at the Ignatian Solidarity Network as well as an artist. So today we're going to be doing a bullet journaling activity to allow ourselves the time to reflect on our Posadas journey so far, as well as mindfully sit with our theme of shelter and protection. So bullet journaling is just simply combining reflective journaling with a little bit of art. So all you're going to need for today is a pen or pencil, a piece of paper, and maybe some markers if you'd like to get fancy. If you don't consider yourself a creative person, it's totally okay, as today is just about settling our minds through some simple art and writing all our thoughts down. So thanks for being here.
So we are starting by drawing a path, as we are going to center this on the journeys of migrants, like the ones we've heard about this past week from Andrea and Antonia. Make sure to leave a little bit of room at the top of your page for what we will be drawing in a little bit. For right now, we are going to focus on the path. Take a moment to finish up your drawing if you need more time, as we're going to start reflecting by writing along the path anything that might have stood out to you from the two stories that we have heard. This is really just for you to reflect, so feel free to write any part of their story that comes to mind, or connections you might have made from their stories to bigger concepts. As examples, I'm writing, "Our border is dehumanizing to all, and that migrants find strength in a hopeless place." Feel free to pause the video now and continue reflecting if you'd like to spend more time, as we're going to move on to the next part of our journaling by drawing a manger at the top of the path. We are using this Christmas scene as a way to visually reflect on shelter and protection. Feel free to make this manger as simple or as detailed as you'd like, so you can pause the video here if you need more time. On the manger, I'm going to invite you to think of a time when you needed shelter and protection. This is going to be different for everyone, so take the time to really sift through your own experiences. Here I'm writing some examples, like if you've experienced bullying in school and have sought protection in an important teacher or counselor. Or maybe it's more literal, like a time when you sought physical shelter at a time in need. Or if you've struggled with mental illness and have sought shelter or protection in a particular person, place, or activity. This is really just about sitting with your personal experience of relying on protection. After you've reflected with the manger, we're going to draw our final piece of this reflection, which is the star. As you are drawing, start to consider how your faith provides shelter and protection, or the role it plays when you're feeling vulnerable. After you've spent a moment contemplating, I'd invite you to write that down in or around the star, wherever it fits best. If you're having trouble, I suggest you think about the role your faith plays in a period of waiting, especially in this Advent season as we reflect on waiting in the context of asylum seekers. For those who are not asylum seekers, I think really sitting with the weight of how heavy waiting can be is important in understanding a little bit more deeply the feelings that those who seek asylum in the U.S. have to live with because of unjust immigration policies. Waiting in the Advent season is often exciting and anticipatory, but for most asylum seekers, the feeling of waiting can be overwhelming and dehumanizing when seeking life-changing shelter and protection. Maybe your faith is a source of comfort, perspective, or connection to others. Or maybe it draws you to be in solidarity with others who are struggling with waiting too. The examples that I am writing here are that faith calls me to focus outside of myself in a period of difficult waiting to connect with others and with God. That faith reminds me I am not alone in feeling vulnerable, and that faith provides me with a community that is a source of spiritual shelter. If you have more time, I'd invite you to continue drawing and adding to your journal like I'm doing here, or to write freely on the other page of your journal, or even on the back of your page to elaborate more on any of the thoughts you wrote down. You can pick a thought that you'd like to explore further, or you can more thoughtfully consider anything from our posadas thus far. As we close our journaling for today, I'd ask that you carry the thoughts you wrote down with you throughout the rest of our posadas as we more deeply explore our theme of shelter and protection. Thank you for taking the time to reflect with us, and I hope that the rest of the posadas are impactful for you in centering the experiences of migrants in this Advent season of waiting.